Welcome to Eliza, episode 4. We're going to be talking about our next session, Maya. Maya is one of my favorites, largely because she's not depressing. Ah! Finally, the 15 minutes of depression are over, and Maya will sweep us forward into the next chapter where things get better and better and better in terms of writing. Maya has a really great voice actress. She's very easy to like, and I think that it was a much needed beat. Narratively, aside from being not depressing, Maya also has an important narrative role. Right now, the player's headspace is on Evelyn and that's the main character. So we're thinking about Evelyn. Why is she here? What's she trying to accomplish? What does she know about Eliza? What does she want? What does she not want? Who is she? That's not the right headspace. We need to move into the next narrative beat, which is about meeting people and schmoozing. So what we're going to have happen is we're going to have to be prepped for that. We've already agreed to meet with our friend immediately after this. And if we show up to that without any sort of prep, then the player might think, oh, Evelyn should be really happy to see her old friend. It's time to just kick back and hang with a bud because we've had a real rough day. And that's not who Evelyn is. So here comes Maya. As with before, Maya is Evelyn's proxy. She's here to tell us what Evelyn thinks and what Evelyn feels. So she's here to tell us that socializing is a nightmare. And that's how Evelyn feels. Evelyn does not feel comfortable meeting her friend in a bar because she does not, or a cafe even, because she does not have that kind of life anymore. She isn't able to meet people or to talk freely. She's spent a lot of time in a massive depression, and she's completely got her mind twisted up in a bad place. And we need to understand that. But Evelyn isn't allowed to say that. The narrative flow doesn't allow her to say that. So here comes Maya to say it. And by the time we're done with Maya, we've already incorporated the idea that that's how we should feel, even though it was Maya that said it and not Evelyn. Of course, if you played the game before, you know that this next section of the game is a lot of schmoozing. We have to meet with our buddy, we have to go to a conference, we have to meet with both of our old bosses, we have to go to a party. It's a lot of running around and doing social things, and it's really important that we set the player's expectations exactly where they need to be, and that is, this is gonna suck. I hate meeting people. That's the idea. Of course, the idea is the player doesn't hate meeting people. Evelyn hates meeting people. It's a subtle difference. Let's go ahead and see what Maya has to say for Evelyn.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi. Yes, I'm back.
Rainy out there today, isn't it?
Also, I fixed the audio bug, I think. There was an audio bug in the past two chapters. If I didn't stomp on the end of her line, I fixed it. It sounded like the past 2 episodes were me, just rudely stomping on the end of every voice actor's line. That was an audio desync glitch.
Yeah, it's a good thing I put on my extra big raincoat this morning.
Thankfully, it's supposed to clear up later.
Well, gonna look weird with my giant coat tonight. Cool.
What brings you here today, Maya?
Right now I'm just nervous. I have the nerves. I've been trying to get my career off the ground for so long, like a really long time. And I still feel like I'm stuck on level 1 and... Sorry, I know we've talked about all this before. I probably don't need to go over it again. Anyway, there's this conference that's happening next week, right? Like media professionals, something. That's bad enough for my anxiety, but I was also invited to this party thing. It's like dinner and then a party. I'm not sure how it's going to work. The point is, there's going to be a lot of big, important, famous people there. Like people that I really look up to. People with big followings online and lots of fans and all of that. All of that.
Like a billionaire and a rock star psychologist? Just to cut in and remind you, don't get swept away with the flow of words here. We're not playing the game, we're analyzing it. Maya is speaking for Evelyn. She's getting the player's headspace in the right place.
And how does that make you feel?
I feel like, why? Like, why was I invited to this? I'm nobody. I am a serious, gigantic nobody. I don't have a show I'm doing or any collections out or a webcomic everybody loves. I mean, I tried to do those things, but nobody cared. I don't have fans or followers. I'm not even sure I have friends, like for real friends. I tried. I do try. I put my art online and update my social media accounts, and I try to post consistently like they say to do, but yeah, I'm still in that like purgatory zone, just waiting to be discovered. I don't know. I feel like I was invited to this party thing as a way for someone to be mean to me, to remind me how successful everyone else is. Why am I even going to it? I mean, I know I should, to meet people and make connections or something.
Is meeting people and making connections your goal?
Well, I think it is. Networking? I'm supposed to do networking, right? I really have no idea what networking is.
So these lines are important to the player to understand the headspace that we're going into, but it's also important for us to understand that right now Evelyn is being social out of long habit. But she's forgotten how. She knows that she should be social, but she's been out of commission for so long that she doesn't understand what that actually means anymore. And plus, she was a big nerd to start with, so she wasn't really an expert. But right now, Evelyn is in this state where she is struggling to figure out if she can even re-engage with the world. If you remember at the end of the last session, she was trying to figure out how to engage with that disturbed person. And basically the company, Ray, just told her to not engage. That's not the point. She's not there to engage. So that sort of represents the situation that Evelyn is in. Is she capable of engaging? Even if she wants to engage, how can she?
Hello, I'm Maya. I do comics and art and I write and stuff, and I have lots of characters and ideas, and would you like to give me money and I'll do those things for you? Hi, I'm cool. Please like me. like me, hire me. Oh God, I hope they like me. I really, really hope I make a good impression at this thing. Of course, knowing the way things usually go for me, I'll fuck it up massively somehow. I'll fall into the fondue pot or throw up on someone, something like that. I don't know if there's actually going to be fondue there. I'm just saying that. It kind of feels like something I would do.
You sound a little concerned or afraid.
Well, yeah, I am. I'm terrified. What if they suddenly remember I'm a failure and shouldn't be drinking their booze and breathing their air? Eventually, someone's going to realize I'm not hip enough to be at this thing. Maybe it'll be polite, like a gentle tap on the shoulder. Excuse me, miss. I couldn't help but notice that you suck and are terrible. That's obviously just my anxiety talking. I know it won't go like that literally, but it could be like that in a figurative sense.
Okay, Maya. I want you to imagine things going well. What does that look like?
Going well? Well, that would be a first for me. I suppose going well at this party means people start to learn about who I am. And maybe some of them help me with my career, and maybe some of them become my friends. Like, I want to be noticed as a creator, but I also want friends who are cool. That sounds super basic. You know what I mean? Is it okay to want that? I hope it is.
I hope it is too, because that's more or less one of the major things Evelyn wants, and if the player can't buy that, then they're not going to really enjoy the game much.
I want to be part of, like, a group, and we like each other and support each other, and maybe the things I make won't be as good as the things they're making, but I hope they see my work and see me. Yeah, that's what I want.
That's what we had, which is kind of heartbreaking.
What do you think it'll take to get to this ideal scenario?
Well, probably takes me being a different person than the one I am. Someone who's cool and alluring and has that air of mystery instead of being some kind of scrawny, nervous wreck. Someone with style and grace and poise. Someone who can walk into a room and own it. God, I wish I could do that. But only when I wanted to, because I also wish I could disappear when I wanted to. I know that's a little contradictory. Sorry.
Okay, Maya. I have some recommendations for you.
All right, lay your recommendations on us, Eliza. Is it going to be some dumb app and a drug that you've been paid to recommend? Let's find out.
First, I'm going to suggest a set of stress management exercises for you to do. You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. They may be able to help you with your nervousness. Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about litosinol too. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better.
Shock. There's always one important thing about writing your stories. There's always something that goes dumb. There's always some source of disconnection or stupidity. The stories that make the most sense, they don't go the way they're supposed to go because that's not how things ever go. There's always something that goes wrong, and it's usually somebody's fault. In this narrative, Eliza is a source of dumb. Eliza is an endless font of very, very primitive misunderstandings and recommendations that are actively bad. That is one of the major things that drives this disconnect forward, that allows us to keep Evelyn, the person who meets with her friends, separate from Evelyn, the person who meets with the people she's counseling. Obviously, there are thematic things to Eliza's misunderstandings as well, but from a strictly narrative sense, the fact that Eliza is just this giant wall of stupid is a handy narrative way to keep the narrative flowing the way we need it to flow. Because whenever something would over-engage, we have Eliza disengage by being stupid. Whenever things would under-engage, we have Eliza over-engage by being stupid. Now, Eliza is just one kind of stupid. There are many other kinds of stupid. I like Minsk from Baldur's Gate. He is an excellent source of positive stupid. But, you need things to go wrong. And it's always fun to make them go wrong correctly, make them go wrong in a way that you can buy. Too often in a visual novel, things will go wrong because someone just does something wrong for the sake of it going wrong, or things will go wrong because by fiat they have to go wrong. But writing in an actual source for that wrong, for that stupid, is always a fun exercise.
Drugs. Yes.
Another good way for things to go wrong.
Whatever you said that was called, I am on it.
You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
I always do. Oh, I always get the reminder. I mean, not that I always act on it.
Thank you, Maya. We hope to see you back soon.
Yeah. Don't you say this every time?
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Oh, let's level up. This is incredibly important. I hope I clicked fast enough. Obviously, this does not matter. It's an in-game gamification system meant to draw attention to the really stupid gamification shit we're seeing these days. It's just another way to dissociate. Ray comes over to talk to me after I finish my second session.
How are you feeling? That was definitely along the lines of a more typical client.
You watched that one too?
I couldn't bear the thought of you getting 2 really intense clients in a row. I just wanted to make sure everything went smoothly.
Thanks, Ray.
Are you getting used to the system now?
Yeah, I think I get it now. Sticking to the script means I don't have to think about anything. I just read the words.
Evelyn is not sure if she can even reestablish a connection to the world. You could say that this is, Eliza is the lure away from returning to the world, but just in a more general sense, it represents her not knowing how to do things and just falling back on a pre-existing easy solution, even if that pre-existing easy solution actually makes everything worse. And unfortunately for us, Ray is a big proponent of that.
That's right. Looks like you're getting used to it quicker than most new proxies. They'll say, if only I could just talk to them for real. If only I could say what I really wanted to say. That's a really common feedback point.
You're never tempted to break away from the script yourself?
Nah, it's just not part of the job, you know? I learned to compartmentalize pretty early on, and that always served me well. People overestimate their own abilities. Have you ever had an interaction with a stranger where he clearly thinks he's getting along with you way better than he actually is?
Sure, hasn't everyone?
It's like that. People like to think they can play therapist. It seems easy if all you know is the movie version. You know, where you get paid to sit there with your notepad and say, I see, or every once in a while.
Obviously, playing therapist and just being able to chat with someone are fundamentally the same thing in this game. Not in a dismissive sense, but in that one of them represents the other.
The reality is, active listening takes a lot of work. It's much easier to just zone out a little bit and let Eliza run things. It's kind of meditative in a way. You just follow the prompts. I know computers telling you what to do has this negative connotation to it, and people who want to criticize us call it dystopian or whatever. But it's like any technology. It's a tool. Either way, you're doing fine so far, Evelyn. This is a busy day, too. We might break our single-day record if no one cancels.
Is volume especially high right now?
It is, yeah. It really rose around the beginning of the year. We've been in the press a lot lately, so it could be that. Could be it's New Year's resolutions, too. People coming in, wanting to sort their lives out once and for all.
You think?
This year is the year I'm really going to start addressing my problems. I mean, I get that. I do the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, I told you it was simple, right? Just keep up the good work following those prompts, and you'll be leveling up in no time.
This year, I'm really going to start addressing my problems. I definitely remember thinking that. I remember thinking that 3 years in a row. This is the cafe scene. However, it's already been 20 minutes, so we're going to handle the cafe scene in the next episode. I think that's plenty for now.